What is up, guys? Kevin here, Turn 5 Fabrication. Today we're going to do a small short video on installing the tube laser from R&S Laser. The key points that I want to go through is which wiring goes where, things about leveling the machine, bolting the machine together. It's a 27-foot long machine, so it does not come in one piece. It's going to come in separate pieces, and you need to know about leveling it, where some of the cables go, where some of the air hoses go and the air lines and what they do. A lot of the stuff is in Chinese on here, and we've deciphered it all. So let's jump straight into it and point out some key ingredients here. So this is the cutting head. Whenever you receive the laser, the cutting head is actually laid over on its back side in this area here, on top of some cardboard boxes, and then there's some cables and stuff that are laid out. We'll get into that, but that's the first thing. So to install the head on here, it's these Allen screws here. There we go, Allen screws all down on the Z-axis, and then so that's step one, is getting that thing stood up into place. Step two is going to be the sorry, it's a little noisy here with the chiller going. Step two is going to be that your cable track is kind of taken apart and taken off of the I can't even think of what it is, the chuck here on the gantry, and so snapping all of this stuff together. These pieces here, if you have a small flathead screwdriver, they just pop to the side and pop out. Same thing with putting them in, and then there's some yellow clips that go together to lock everything in. So that's step two. The other step that you have is inside of this box here. You'll notice that there's some loose cables, some air lines, things of that nature. Open up this lid. Got a whole control panel in here. Get a shot into this. You'll see that there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3 on that side, and then there's 3 also on this side where they're double joined together, and those 3 bolts and nuts join the machine together. You will be missing this piece from its installed area that you see here, and basically what you want to do is get a nice level, and you're going to put a level on the way here. Check it on that side, make sure that it's all level across, and to do that on the feet, let me see if we can turn the flash on. On the feet, you've got leveling bolts and nuts on every single foot, so you have super precise adjustability here of leveling the machine. So that's step two. Step three is you're going to put in the track piece here that's got the keys slotted out for the gear motor. I don't even know the names of all this stuff. I put all of this together without instructions, and these instructions are to help you install your setup. The other thing that you're going to have is a roll-up of cables and cords, like I said, back in this cover here. I'll show a picture on this. And one of those cords is airline. It's that blue airline at the bottom. Goes into the support bar here. The other one is a stop sensor that's down here at the end. There's a hole at the end of your machine. That stop sensor goes in that hole. The other things that you're going to have on here is the control box where you input your power. So the cover calls for 380 volts on this machine. Found out that that is wrong. It needs 240 volts into here. So 240 coming in and then going to the machine. Part of that 240 volts powers up the computer tower that's in here. The other part powers up this DC inverter box, which we have taken apart right now. It's got a cover like such. We have it apart because the fuse blew. We installed the 380, so make sure you don't do that. Make sure it's 220 on this setup. But that DC inverter box controls all the VFD drives that are in here, which control all of your axis movements. A few other things that I've changed: your top air inlet, they all have these kinds of push lock fittings on there. Changed it over to a quick connect for an air hose, so we can switch back and forth between air and nitrogen or oxygen. So we can switch between those two with a simple quick connect of a hose. I only did one hose on this setup just due to the fact that it was so expensive to make. So anyway, so you've got your nitrogen and your air, your high pressure. You've got your oxygen. The next one down here at the bottom is for compressed air, which is this fitting here. I'm waiting on an adapter to come in. This is just normal low pressure, 100 psi or whatever input pressure of compressed air, which powers all of your chucks on the motors. Powers the chuck up there, powers the actuator here that moves the front chuck forward and back, and powers the supports here and there, which I have disabled at the moment. Real quick, want to just touch base that this comes with a flash drive for the iTube Cam software. So if you go to open the software and it says you need a license, the flash drive is in this case, which you'll find in your toolbox, and it comes preloaded. Everything's already ready to go on there. This transformer here takes our power from 220 3-phase, you can see here 240 3-phase, and gives us 380 3-phase. The 380 3-phase is what powers our laser. Down at the bottom there, you'll see there's a similar laser unit here on this fiber laser table. The other thing is that the chiller is 220 single phase. So the chiller is 220 single phase, and the power input on the side of the machine with the gauge is also 220 single phase. The last thing that you're going to have is the computer to hook up. The monitor just bolts onto these 4 screws that are underneath this cover here. This turns on your power supply, the big power supply with all the VFD drives. The other one turns on the computer itself, which I have down here. And then yeah, I have all this taken apart right now. We had a monitor issue, so we're using a spare monitor. Just pull the HDMI cord out of here, which you'll find the power to your monitor is already routed through here. The HDMI cord is already routed through here. And yeah,